There's one massive issue that goes on with Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I think this is probably one of the biggest problems of this game. It's a little weird that we spent a full year playing on 150 health, and we kind of got adjusted to how that felt. And honestly, going back to Black Ops 4, the gunfights are more engaging. Now, at times, it was a little annoying because people would stack on top of one another, which was probably my main turnoff. Going against a full party of 4 who actually stick together and use teamwork when you're trying to play solo is very harsh in Black Ops 4. I think it's a little bit easier to play solo in Modern Warfare, even though it's completely sweaty. Playing in solo in Black Ops 4 in the wrong match is pretty bad. But when you get a good match, it's fun because the engagements feel a little bit more, how can I say? I guess you could say rewarding from time to time, and also things like grenades and mollies and specialists and certain things didn't take you down as easily as they do in a game like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I think a massive problem that causes camping in this game is just the plain simple fact that the time to kill is way too fast. You die in a blink of an eye, and honestly, it discourages any movement. Any type of rushing techniques at all can be thrown out the window in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Because if you try to push up on an enemy, if you try to flank an enemy, if you try to move to even another head glitch, just exposing yourself in the open, never turns out good in this game. I think we can all agree on this. You will always find someone who is either mounted or on a head glitch already, or is just already pre-aimed walking around the corner. Whoever gets the first shot off in this game, it's very rewarding. Now, headshots have always been a very particular thing in video games as well. Some games, like PUBG or even Overwatch, sometimes Battlefield, I still think Battlefield is kind of like Call of Duty in the aspect that you can honestly just gun people from the chest down, and you'll still, dominate lobbies still. But other games, and Rainbow Six Siege, definitely. Games like that, headshots really pack a punch, and they'll basically win you the gunfight if you can nail a headshot before the enemy can get a shot off on you. But in Modern Warfare, headshots can be pretty useful, and you could want to go for them. In Black Ops 4, they were pretty useful, I'm not going to lie. Having that extra oomph of a hit on the enemy definitely counts. I would say a lot of the time you should aim for the head and slowly work your way down to the chest in Black Ops 4, just because if you do luckily get that headshot, you will probably win that gunfight if you can continue to drill the enemy in the chest area. Just because of the simple fact that the headshot is definitely a lot easier to get when you have 150 health. Well, it's not easier to get, but it's definitely more beneficial on your part if you hit it on someone with 150 health. But in Modern Warfare, it's a blink of an eye. You're done. You're out of the game. You can't even react. You can't even move away from that area. A lot of the times, I try to peek at angles because I noticed that in this game, if you just straight sprint around corners without giving any recognition to what's going to be around there, you'll get gunned out because of the simple fact of the time to kill being too fast. But if you peek, you can see where the enemy is, and then you can choose, I think I can either engage with this enemy and win, or I should back up and not engage. But even while peeking, even while just, quickly peeking your head out really fast and bringing back in, not leaning, but just, strafing to the left, strafe to the right to get back into cover, that type of deal, they still just pixel clip you. It's nothing you can do. The time to kill is too fast in this game. It does not encourage any movement. Now, we just saw recently Battlefield 5 take a huge change in direction with changing their time to kill model. EA DICE decided to think it was such a great idea to ignore the community on this one, after they already changed the time to kill once before as well with Battlefield 5. This isn't the first time they've done this, and the community was in an uproar the first time too. I don't know what they thought was going to, change with the second time doing this. But the developers just did it on their own time. Nobody told them to go change the time to kill. Nobody said that they wanted that. Nobody said it was going to benefit the game. The developers just said, hey, we're going to change the time to kill. So if it's that simple for that development studio to do it, I can see Infinity Ward easily changing the time to kill in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. There's that perfect spot. There's that sweet spot in Call of Duty games that is not too fast, but not too slow. like Black Ops 4 was. Black Ops 4 was just, it was very, very, very slow. But it's that sweet spot. And Modern Warfare didn't really nail that sweet spot. Yes, it feels nice, especially after coming from a game like Black Ops 4. It feels amazing to finally be able to kill an enemy with a good amount of bullets, you know, compared to the insanely bullet spongy Black Ops 4 experience. It's very refreshing. But I think that it's just not in the right spot right now. I think with how your game is, with all the bad, poor decisions that you did while creating this title, especially, I'm going to say it again, like I always say, Ghost needs to be changed. They need to work on that perk. I don't know why they thought it was a good idea making Ghost so you can camp and be able to use it. They have to change it. But a lot of horrible decisions were implemented into this game. I think very simply, if you want to work around it, if you don't even want to bother touching any of those, you know, key factors in this game, just go ahead and change the time to kill. I think that would easily fix up the majority of the problems that the community is having and will allow people to actually push and be more aggressive. Now, don't go ahead and bump it up to some absurd number like Black Ops 4 did, and then completely ignore the community when we said it was too high like Treyarch did. But just go ahead and put it at a nice little sweet spot. Just a little bit more, like 125 maybe? I don't even know if that would be an issue. Maybe all they have to do is just tweak the guns and how they work to make them hit differently. Longer time to kills with the weapons. I don't know. Just anything to allow us to be able to push out in the open or push to different cover or just push the enemy in general. This game rewards people who sit back in a position and wait for enemies to come out into the open. It's as simple as that. That's how this game rewards you. There's no rewards for being aggressive. There's no rewards for flanking an enemy. There's no rewards for even outsmarting an enemy. It's basically about having the best position. It's all about positioning in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And that's okay. We can have games like that. Modern Warfare 2 was all about positioning. It still turned out pretty slow-paced, but you didn't see games constantly hitting the time limit like you do in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. There's definitely a difference between the two. So I think that Modern Warfare can easily go ahead and make their game the way they want to, but they have to work on the time to kill. The time to kill is a huge factor, and honestly, it's a huge factor in a lot of video games. Video games, well, FPS games in general, are all based around how quickly you can kill your enemy, and knowing how many shots it takes to kill an enemy. And knowing in Modern Warfare that it takes very few shots to gun out an enemy, and knowing that you personally can die in a very few shots, it doesn't encourage fast gameplay. Especially coming from a game like Black Ops 4 where you had 150 health, you felt like a bullet sponge. You were a bullet sponge. That's all you were. So you were able to run around, slide around, soak up a bunch of shots, and they also gave you stim so you can heal whenever you want. You were basically built to be a massive juggernaut the whole time that you're playing the game. And then you go from a game like that to Modern Warfare, where you're dying in 2 shots. I think a lot of the player base is having trouble transitioning to a time to kill like this. Maybe it could work in the future, but I think your best bet was just to adjust it. Make it a little bit easier for players to get into this style of time to kill again. And I think that would easily fix the camping issue in Modern Warfare. But please, guys, let me know down the comments section on what you all think about the time to kill in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Do you think it's good where it's at, or do you think it's just a little too fast? Honestly, all of your opinions matter just as much as mine. We're all in the same boat here. We're all getting completely dragged down by Modern Warfare, and players are just afraid to move around. Part of me thought it was just because they're having trouble learning the map design. But the time to kill has a huge, huge factor on it as well. You can't move. You can't go anywhere without getting completely melted around every single corner. So make sure you go down in the comments and let me know your personal opinion. Let me know everything that you think about this game with the time to kill. Do you think you die too fast? Do you think that it's just right? Do you think maybe some of the guns just need to be buffed or nerfed? How do you think this game should be going right now? But if you're brand new to the channel and you found me through the YouTube search or a suggested video or something like that, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy what you heard and saw today. And don't forget to hit the bell notification button as well if you want to be notified on all of my recent uploads. If you don't want to be notified like that and you're just content with seeing me in your sub feed, then by all means, just go ahead and sub. You don't have to worry about the bell. But if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. If you hated it, you can always dislike. If you want to chat with me or see some behind the scenes clips, you can follow me over on Twitter at JbowenDaMan. And also, if you want to catch me live streaming, even though I don't do it that often, I'm trying to get into it. I know. I say it like every single video. Once I get some more time on my hands, I will. But I do occasionally stream over on Twitch as well. And that name is JbowenDaMan. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.